just before we get to Armin Bedekin, I've got a grassroots rant. Mentioned last week I was coming out of the TFC game and I was walking to my car, and I like to just get to my car as quick as possible because the traffic is massive leaving after the game. And even after you go to the post-game conference with the head coaches and you talk to some players, there's still quite a bit of traffic out there. Anyway, a lot of people missed my message last week and my rant. And here we go again. A few things that I wanted to touch upon. These two parents, two guys were walking, and they noticed me and they said, "Hey, Anthony, how are you? Thanks so much for what you've done for the game and bringing on Canadian players on your show and talking about the Canadian game. We can't thank you enough." And I stopped and I said, "No, I thank you as parents for putting your kids in the system, taking time out of your busy lives to do what you did, because I did it. And it's a challenge, it's a sacrifice, but I thank you, and I was humbled by the words they gave me." And so the conversation began. And boy, oh boy, we must have talked for at least 40 minutes. We had to stop by a light standard there, and we just stopped and we talked and talked and talked. And I let them do all the talking. And I listened, I digested, and I took in everything they were saying. And I agreed with, I would say, 90% of the things that they had to say. As two parents that have two of their sons in the early teens in the club system. They're frustrated, they're upset, they're bewildered, they don't understand if they should speak up because they feel they might be ostracized. So many questions, so many unanswered questions, so many directions they went, confusion, on and on and on. So I put some things together, and I want to hear from you out there and some of your concerns as well. Look, let's start with the presidents of clubs. I want you presidents, God bless you first of all because you're volunteers, thank you. I want you to listen to your TDs and coaches. Listen to what they have to say. Listen to them. They are there each and every training session with the players. They understand what they need. They know how to set up a training system. They understand how to develop these players. If you've surrounded yourself, club presidents, with good coaches and a smart TD, they know what they're doing. Leave them alone, but listen to them. Digest what they're telling you and let them do what they need to do, which is develop the best way possible a player to go on to success, whether in NCAA, whether in Europe, whether in MLS, wherever it may be. Leave them alone, but listen to them. Listen to them. If they feel this is the right way for development, and they all are in agreement, TD and coaches, then that's what you need to do. If they say, no, this is fine, we're good here, then you stay here. But listen to them. Listen to them. Presidents, take in, digest everything your customers, who are your parents, and what they have to say. That doesn't mean that you bow down and do everything they tell you to do and think that everything is wrong and the sky is falling. It's not. But listen to them. They're the customers. And if they have concerns and if they have reasons that they're upset about, they pay the freight. Listen to what they have to say. Go around the different training sessions. Go around to games. Talk. Listen. Write down. Digest. Bring it up at your next board meeting. Talk with your TD. Talk with your coaches. See how you can improve day in and day out. Because the parents are the customers. They pay the freight. Without them, your coaches, a lot of them that are now being paid in your TD, they ain't getting paid anymore. They ain't getting paid. So listen to them. TDs, coaches, if you believe strongly on an issue, speak up. And I'll tell you honestly, speak up. Be a man, not a mouse. I'm always one to speak up where I believe in an area strongly. I don't care if I lose a job. I don't care of the consequences as long as it's nothing that is going to put me in any hot water, legally speaking. But speak up. Don't be a mouse. Be a man. Don't be afraid that you're going to lose your job for speaking up on an issue you believe in so much. Whatever that issue might be, we can't get into all that now. But speak up to your TD. And the TD, speak up to your club president and to your board. Don't be afraid you're going to lose your job. Don't be afraid that you're going to be blackballed. Then why bother? Why bother continuing on the same way you've done for so long just to collect that paycheck? Shame on you. Speak up. Board members. Board members come and go. Again, thank you for doing what you're doing. You're volunteers. But when you become a board member, Make sure that you get involved. Make sure that you understand the day-to-day operation of your club. Make sure you listen to the customer, the parents. Make sure you're understanding what your club president wants to do and what direction they want to go in. Don't become a board member just because you have a hidden agenda or some personal vendettas of a coach or of a parent of another team, whatever these stupid petty politics are, and that's why you decided to run to become a board member to get rid of this person or that person. Then if that's the case, get out. But if you truly decided to run as a board member because you want to make change, you want to make a difference, then step up to the plate. Step up to the plate and let's start making changes wherever they need to be. Wherever they need to be. Presidents, do what's best for your club. Do what's best for your club each and every day. Don't do what's best for this club, this club, this club, or that club. Don't follow other clubs, because if other clubs all like sheep say, this is the right pathway, and you say, well, we better go because they're there, and if we don't go there, we're going to miss out. No, not so. In many ways, that isn't the way. Do what's right for your club. Do what's right for your membership. Do what's right in the eyes of your TD and coaches. Listen to them. Parents, ask your club, I've said this time and time again, ask your club for a financial breakdown. See where the waste is and ask them why. And then clubs, presidents, if there is an amount of waste, deal with it, handle it. Because you can use that money in other areas for better fields, more time on fields, development, coach education, ref education. Find out where that waste is. And if there's part of that waste that you, the club president, really can't do much about because your hands are tied for whatever the reasons that they might be, but we really know what they are, because unfortunately the club's hands a lot of times are tied. They're just told to pay this much for that, pay this much for that. Each kid has to, fork over this amount of money, on and on and on. And the poor president and the bookkeeper, the accountants in the club, all they do is keep writing. Well, guess what, club presidents? Speak up. Ask questions. And if you're not happy and you're sick and tired of just forking over money, ask questions and say, why are we forking over all this money? I want to break down from you now. Ask.